Hello everyone. We are about to go through some board games that are some of my favorites from my collection. I did a little tour of my board game collection for my members here on YouTube. So just so you know, I do have memberships. You can sign up for that. There's a link to it in the video description if you guys want to check it out. I think there might also be a button somewhere over here or something where you can click that. I'm going to be trying to do a video every week for members. That's the dream. We'll see if I can keep that up, but I'm definitely going to be putting lots of cool content up there. Hopefully a video a week. And yeah, I did a little tour of my board games. But for now, let's talk about these board games, because these are the ones that I pulled out as I went around and was like, I need to tell people about these. So you may have noticed, by the way, in my background that there are board games everywhere in my apartment, and that is true. I have a lot of board games. You think if you see these games, some people will be like, wow, you got a lot of games. And I'm like, you don't even know. I have a problem. So if you guys want to see how big of a problem I have, you can go to the membership and check out that video, and I show you almost all of them. There are a few that are hidden behind other ones that I tried to get in there and show you some of them. Yeah, I've been wanting to do a series actually for a while that's called Keep or Cull. And Keep or Cull is a series where we basically go through all these games and decide whether or not we're going to keep them or cull them, get rid of them, and make my collection a little smaller, because I definitely own probably about over 200 board games at this point, which I like board games, but that might be a little crazy. For those that don't know, I used to professionally teach board games as well. That used to be my job. One of my jobs that I used to do. All right, so this is Thanos Rising. It is a cooperative game. I love this game because it literally gives you the feeling of Infinity War, like that movie, but if you were playing it, that is what it feels like. It's really, really fun. It's very suspenseful. It's cooperative, which if you don't know, there are board games that it's just you versus the game. So when I say a cooperative board game, for anyone that's new to that term, it just means all of us actually work together as opposed to versus to beat the game itself. And you also get this really awesome like Thanos mini with it. I'm gonna pull them out. I also know the designer, and yeah, I just think this game is amazing. Here's Thanos. He comes painted. Look at him. He's looking great. I think he looks very good. He's definitely seen some stuff though. There's parts where the paint has come away, but that's just, I think, because I've played this a lot, so don't judge. I've owned this game for years. And it is still one of my favorite, like, go-to games to play, to be honest. It's really fun. I love when I get a licensed game that's actually good. Those are rare. Those are rare little treats, and I've collected quite a few of the ones that I really love. Box fart. So, yeah. Okay, next up, we got Star Realms. Star Realms is a 2-player deck building game where you basically have a starting deck, and then you use the cards in your deck to buy other cards in the buy row. It is awesome. You can also play this 4 players if you get 2 of these. You can tell how much I love this game because, like, look at how busted my box is for it. I actually also have, oh, the rules are rough in here. That's how you know. That's how you know it's good. Also, these cards are not sleeved. I do not usually sleeve my cards. I sleeve my Magic cards. I don't sleeve other cards in games. I'm a monster like that. I live on the edge. But you can see where I've taped the box. Like, this is taped because the box was literally falling apart. So that's Star Realms. It's a great one. We've got Doka Zhang. Doka Zhang is a game by a publisher that I really love. I actually grabbed a few games from them. So we got Doka Zhang and Deep Sea Adventure. This is a Japanese company that's called Oink Games. They're based in Tokyo, I believe, and they do a bunch of little indie games. They're usually around like 20, 30 minutes, like sometimes 15 minutes. Short little guys, but that are aesthetically gorgeous. And I love that they all come in little tiny boxes for the most part. They don't really do big box games. As someone that owns a lot of games and lives in a small space, I love these. I love these so much. We should do board game ASMR at some point. Doka Zhang is a bluffing game about trying to basically pet dogs and find them for the prime minister because they're his dogs. And Deep Sea Adventure is a little take that game where you roll a die and move a little guy, and you're deep sea diving. So if you like messing with people, that's a good one. I've also got Cockroach Poker. This is a bluffing game that I love. It's not really about who wins, it's just about who's the biggest loser. I love bluffing games. I think they're super fun. So in this one, you have all these different cards and they have like different bugs on them. Or, you know, like a toad isn't a bug, but I just call them bugs. But these are all the different types that you can have in here. And what you're trying to avoid doing is just getting 4 cards face up in front of you that are the same kind of bug. And when you hand one off, you just have to claim it's like some kind of bug. So I could hand this to you and say, hey, YouTube, this is a scorpion. And then you would have to say whether or not you think it's a scorpion. So like right now in the comments or just to me, you could say, yeah, I think that's true, or no, I think that's a lie. Okay. All right. Well, it's true. So if you had said this was a lie, then you would have to take it because you were wrong. But if you had said it was true because you were right, I would actually have to take it. And that's kind of how that works. And obviously you can bluff, so you don't have to say what it actually is. You could tell lies. And there's another option where you can peek and pass, and then it is no longer the person that you got it from's problem. It is now your problem. But that way you don't have to call them on anything. So I've also got Fuse. This is a really fun speed game. So this is a game where you have 10 minutes to defuse a bunch of bombs, which are going to go off in this spaceship that you're in. I think it's a spaceship. I actually don't know. I think it's a spaceship. And anyways, you're like testing to become like a bomb diffuser, and it's really fun. And it's real time. So you got 10 real minutes. So it's like a speed game with dice. And it's by Kane Klenko, and I love Kane Klenko. I've got these two, which I really love. These are by Renegade Games, which I have worked with before in the past. Love Renegade Games, a really awesome publisher. These are Autumn Harvest, and these were with Renegade Games and Oni back when there was Oni Games, which I love. I don't know if Oni Games still exists, but I love Oni and they make some cool games. So these are T-Dragon Society, which is based on the graphic novel by Kay O'Neill, and then its sequel, which is also a standalone game, so you don't need the other one to also enjoy this. You could play it just by itself, which is Autumn Harvest. And it's basically a game where you're just taking care of cute little T-Dragons. It's kind of like a deck builder, but if instead of a deck builder, you were just building a hand. It's like a hand builder. I don't know if that makes sense. Then we've got Gudetama, which is also by Oni and Renegade, and this is a little trick-taking game where it is the opposite of most trick-taking games. You're trying to win tricks, and this one you're trying to lose tricks because you're trying to be the laziest egg. You want to be this guy who says, my turn, which actually I feel like I am very much Gudetama. I always say that when I play games. If I'm having a lot of fun, that's a good sign when I'm saying, my turn? Can I go? It means I'm eagerly awaiting my turn. We've got Boop. Boop is a 2-player abstract. If you don't know what an abstract game is, guess what? You probably actually do. Have you played checkers? Have you played chess? Have you played Chinese checkers? Have you played Go? All of these games are beautiful examples of abstract games, which basically just means is a 2-player game where you have an objective that is more abstract. However, sometimes we add little themes to them so that the abstractness is not quite as abstract, which is what this game does. You have a little bed, you put it on the box, you have little cats, and what you're trying to do is go up to them and boop the other cats. And if you boop a cat, it'll move. And you're just trying to get a certain number in a row. So very easy to pick up and play. Would highly recommend this copy. I got this from Smirk and Laughter, which is a separate line to basically Smirk and Dagger. So if you know the Smirk and Dagger publisher, same publisher, but they have like a second collection of games now, which is Smirk and Laughter. Super cute. Strike. I love Strike. This is a game about dice in an arena. It's like gladiator dice. You have these dice, and you're just the inside of the box is the arena, and you're just like tossing dice in the arena and trying to be the last person with dice. So you gotta go to dice combat. Lately, I have been bringing that to events and group gatherings, and everyone's been obsessed with Strike. So very happy that I was able to get a copy of it. Also, thank you to, I think Michael got that for me off my Throne Gifts. So yeah, thanks for doing that. Also, if you don't know, I have a Throne Gifts. It's like a wish list, and there's lots of cool stuff on it, and sometimes I put board games on there. And if you wanted to enable me, you could. The Fuzzies is on there right now. That one is a really cool dexterity game that I'm excited about. This is Yinch. It's probably, I mean, I love chess. I've played chess since I was a little kid, but I think Yinch is up there with like my favorite abstract games of all time. So this is a game. Oh, that's so weird how this completely changed the color. Something about the box, I guess. So Yinch is a game, I don't even know how to explain this. You got rings, you're passing them over stuff, and then that stuff flips. There's another game that it kind of reminds me of. It's the one with the flipping abstract 2-player flipping stones. Yes, Othello. That's what it reminds me of. So if you know that game, it's kind of like Othello, but on another level than Othello. It takes it to a whole new level. And this is part of a really cool series, actually, that is all abstract games that I believe are all designed by different people. It's I think, the best one in that series, but there are some other ones that are pretty good. Draftasaurus. Have you ever wanted to make your own dino theme park? That's what you're doing with this. This is a drafting game, but instead of drafting cards or drafting dice, you are drafting little dinos, and then you get to place them in your park in different pens in different areas, and they get you points based on where you decided to put them. So yeah, you're just sorting stuff, drafting stuff. Yeah. So, and then I got Three Sisters in here. I've been obsessed with this one lately. Also, gotta say, the designers of this, I've chatted with them before and interviewed them, and they are lovely, lovely humans. So, Ben Pinchback and Matt Riddle, really cool folks. And this game is really awesome. It is about it's a farming game. So it's just also a roll and write. That's what I was thinking of. Roll and write. It's like a worker placement combined with a roll and write, except that you're not really rolling. You're just kind of moving around a track and then selecting actions. And then based on what you select, you get to check stuff off. So hence the worker placement vibe. But you have a card and you know, change it, and then that determines what your points are. And it's named the Three Sisters after these three items that you can grow in your garden, and it is from indigenous like growing systems where they like all work really well together. I think it's corn, squash. I should know this. I've played the game. Corn, squash. And what else? Beans. Corn, squash, and beans? Is that right? Three Sisters in agriculture. Corn, bean, and squash. Hey, I think I got that. Yay. The final one. Ladies and gentlemen. I love Ladies and Gentlemen. I don't know if this game is as self-aware as I give it credit for being, but to me, this is a game that sort of makes fun of gender stereotypes. The idea is in 6 days, there's going to be a ball, and you play as a couple. So it's you and one other person that like make a team. One of you decides on, one of you ends up being the wife, and one of you is the gentleman. One of you is the lady, one of you is the gentleman. You're married, and in 6 days there will be a ball, and whichever team has the most lovely dressed lady wins the game. And the men go to work and play the stocks, and the women go shopping. And obviously, as a woman, you don't have to play as a woman, and as a man, you don't have to play as a man. And if you are non-gendered or non-binary, or however you identify, you just pick, it's just more about like the gender stereotypes. It's really fun to kind of lean into and just like laugh at the fact that we think, that we thought, and that some people still do think that this is ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, I like it as well because it's a team game. I don't own enough team games like that, where you're like in partners. All right, friends. Well, that's everything. I can't take my hand off this stack because all the games will fall over. But I hope you enjoyed seeing some of my favorites from my collection. I have a lot more, but those are just a few that stood out to me that I wanted to share with you. So yeah, check them out. You can check them out on BGG. If you don't know about BGG, it is Board Game Geek, I believe is what it stands for. BGG, Board Game Geek, and it is a really awesome site that has information about all these games and more. You can literally search up a game and it'll give you tons of information on it, and also I think where to buy it, so that's helpful. But yeah, also if you have a local game store, you should go there. It's always good to shop local when you can. That's it, friends. That's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this little peek, and yeah, if you were wondering, yeah, I'm a board game nerd, and yes, I do have a problem, and I do own too many board games. I'll see you next time. Stay nerdy. Bye!